Yo, it's Trent. So got a good one, maybe, I think. So 2 Christmases ago, when I was 17, um, it was kind of the first time that, like, the side of the family that did care about me doing stuff like smoking, drinking, they were okay with me drinking, like for the party. And it's like all the little cousins. I'm the oldest, like, kid around, I'm 19 and the rest of them are all under, like, 12. And then there's the older adults, and it's like from like 40 to like 70, like, so I'm just there. And at that time, I drank a little bit, but my drinking experiences was like drinking really heavy and then drinking White Claws. So I'd never had like really wine or champagne, anything like that. And my grandma had 3 bottles of champagne. And she said, one I'm bringing to, I can't remember where she said she was bringing. She said she was bringing it to like another party. She said, one's for tonight and one's for tomorrow morning. And I was like, okay, sounds good. So we started off with just eating and hanging out. There's probably a football game on, And it's Christmas Eve. So we're just hanging out like usual. And at some point, she brings out the champagne bottle, and she's like, does anybody want some? I was like, I want some. And I wasn't paying attention if anybody else was having some. And after the first one, I kind of glanced over at her after I finished the glass, like, because she knew I wanted more. She was like, you're good, you can have more, it's Christmas. I was like, sweet. So after that, I just kept having them. I got through like 3 glasses, 4 glasses, and after like the 4th or 5th one, I looked at it and I was like, oh, this thing's almost empty, that's sad. And then I was like, who else was drinking this? And then they were like, no one was, and I was like, oh. And at that time I was like buzzed, but I didn't feel drunk, I in my head, champagne, I'm like, that's like a girly, I don't know, romantic drink. Like, you know what I mean? It's nothing. So then she was like, well, I don't need to bring one, or I can pick one up on the way to that other party. We can open the second one. And this time I really was convinced that other people were having some, because, like, they were talking about it. So I had another glass and then maybe another one, and we started playing games, and then I started feeling like drunk, And I was feeling like warm, pretty good. They had like cake or some shit, and I was down in it, I think. And we were playing cards or like Monopoly. And then everybody kind of started to go to sleep, and except for some of the adults. And they stayed up and hung out and whatever, and I had maybe one more glass. So then, it's almost empty, and my grandma's like, okay, you can bring it, like, you can finish it, but don't touch that other one, because we need it for the morning. I'm like, okay, Grandma, okay. And I don't know what happened, because when we all went upstairs, I was like 7 out of 10 drunk, probably. Like, I was ready to pass out. But I wouldn't, like, I was able to walk, you know what I mean? I wasn't, like, stumbling. But I could not drive, definitely. And when I woke up the next morning, there were 2 bottles next to me. And I was so hungover. And I was like, oh, like, why would I bring the empty one up here, Because I in my head at the time, there was still another bottle in the fridge. But I drank all of them. I drank all 3 of them, fucking to myself. And I didn't even remember grabbing the last one, which is great. But, yeah, to be honest, before that, I didn't think champagne, like, I knew it was alcohol, obviously, but, like, I thought it was, like, less than a White Claw, I thought, like, they gave it to, like, people, like, in my situation at parties and weddings and stuff. I'm like, they let everybody drink it, there's no way it gets you drunk. Like, even people that don't drink it, And, oh, I just remember being so hungover the next morning because my little sister came and she's like, it's time to open gifts, it's time to open gifts. And all the little kids, like I said, I'm the oldest cousin. So they're all ripping open gifts and I'm just hungover, and I was like, I don't know if I should ever drink champagne again. But, you know, maybe I should just drink it normal and not drink 3 fucking bottles of it. That seems more ideal. But that's why I smoke weed. But alright. That's all. I have like 4 or 5 other stories I'm gonna drop this week. Maybe drop another one today. So yeah.